Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to BSV TV. I'm your host Satoshi, and on this show we'll be defending the one and only, truly genuine Bitcoin. The Bitcoin that Satoshi Nakamoto designed in his white paper as a peer-to-peer electronic cash system for the world. Let's get the disclaimers out of the way. So all the statements that you hear on this show are opinion and must only ever be taken as opinion. They are never to be taken as any form of advice, family, financial, sexual or otherwise. And on that note, let's sit back, relax, have some fun and enjoy the show. Get paid for your content in Bitcoin and set your own fee on Streamanity.
Yeah, I'm not surprised I wasn't asked why I'm convinced Craig is Satoshi. I posted on Reddit. He signed in my presence using the private key from block number one, the very first mined Bitcoin block. On a computer that I'm convinced had not been tampered with, on software I'm convinced that had not been tampered with, a message of my choosing.
At Enchain, we've just funded a number of universities doing, so far, a test up to 1 gigabyte because it validates what we've already done independently. We've tested up to 380 gigabyte blocks. We've tested 1 million transactions a second and transaction sizes up to 20 megabytes. Super complex scripts. Basically ones that can run operating systems. That's all of global commerce times about 50. On top of that, we can have complex scripts. On top of that, we can scale each of those transactions 1,000 times, which effectively means about 1 billion transactions per second, which means we can then have all derivatives, all complex trades. That means high frequency trading. It means everything that happens globally.
Is the market that effectively BSV is going for, is that global e-commerce, which is currently valued at $29 trillion?
No, that's too small.
Buy and sell Bitcoin instantly at bsvgravity.com. And you can now book and pay for your winter holiday at skibsv.com. Good afternoon, everybody. It looks like we are live just after 5. It is Monday, the 29th of March, 2021. The time is just 5 minutes past 5. Let's just jump straight into it because there's quite a bit to cover today in terms of articles and news coming out. This first one is a CoinGeek article here by Steve Karu. Says, Hut 8 reports 87% rise in net income as it diversifies mining portfolio. So again, this is the majority of the market. And remember, the majority of the market are shitcoiners with shit for brains who don't have a clue, who are basically thinking, oh, right, there's a mining company that's diversing into more shitcoins. Let's go in on them. But again, it's just adding more fuel to the fire. It's shitcoiners looking for alternatives because shitcoiners just worshipping the dollar. All they're wanting is short-term gains. So they can just sell out and then dump on all these other newbies who come in. So whenever you've got a large miner like this, who any new news that comes out because they don't understand Bitcoin, is going to get an increase in interest. It's just new statements. It's literally no different from the ICO craze where people are just coming out with new bullshit stories. All they want is new stuff. Let's try it. It's new. Let's try it. It's new. Because they don't understand the fundamentals of Bitcoin or a medium of exchange and what it is. So again, it's shitcoining, but it's funny because it just goes to show you really what's heading over to Bitcoin, which is BSV in the not so distant future. So it says one of Canada's largest block reward miners has released its 2020 fiscal year-end results, revealing that it has had the best year to date. Hut 8 recorded an 87% year-on-year jump in net income, with its working capital shooting up to 246%. Despite nearly doubling its net income, again, that's due to Corecoin going up in price, the company saw its total revenue drop from $82 million in 2019 to $40.7 million in 2020. The company attributed this to the drop in BTC halving. Again, that's a joke, making excuses. And the COVID-19 pandemic. However, working capital was up 246% to $75.7 million on December 31st, 2020 from $21.9 million a year prior. Commenting on the financial results, CEO Jamie Leviton said, Now with a new leadership team, again, I guess they are a company, so, new leadership team, new branding, new this, absolute bullshit, really. It's just anything to make number go up, Now with a new leadership team, increased revenue, diversification that's a polite way of saying, shitcoining. And one of the largest amounts of installed capacity actively mining during this current period of highly profitable mining economics. I'm incredibly optimistic about Hut 8's prospects for the future. Well, I wouldn't be so sure because they don't know what's coming. They'll be holding all of their assets in shitcoins, all of it, in BTC and Ethereum. Unless there is a way, a slow, well, I can't even, basically as soon as the dam breaks, even if there's like little drops going through, when it happens, I just don't see how they're going to get out. Like, I just can't see it. It may not happen tomorrow, it may not happen next week, next month, but soon, TM. The financial results come at a time when the company has invested $30 million in Nvidia's new block reward mining specific graphic processing units, known as cryptocurrency mining processors. The new GPUs are Nvidia's effort to deter block reward miners from gobbling up the ordinary GPUs which gamers rely on. In recent times, Nvidia has faced complaints from the gaming enthusiasts over shortages in its GPU supply. With the new GPUs, Hut 8 intends to diversifying from mining one speculative asset with no utility in BTC. Yeah, good, well played there, Steve Carew, with no utility, BTC, to mine other shitcoins, basically, whose ridiculously high fees have made it impossible to use in real life. Ethereum. Volatility recently sent out on a journey to being a proof-of-stake network which doesn't scale and doesn't use mining, without paying any thought to whether it now falls within US regulators' definition of a security. I mean, what a joke. Hut 8, which trades on Toronto Stock Exchange, prides itself in being the public company with the highest amount of self-mined BTC on its balance sheet. The CEO, Leviton, has been on record stating how big an achievement this is, considering the difficult year block reward miners had in 2020. Yeah, nothing compared to what's coming, really. Let's see what they've said here. Holding BTC has worked well for the company in the past year, as BTC has been hitting new price records every other week. Again, due to other liquidity providers, the smart liquidity providers, cashing out of this shit because and causing a drop in liquidity, causing a spike in the price. So unless they cash out, $2, it's going to be bad. It's going to be really bad. This is due to new factors that include that include a few institutional buyers. Oh God, hyping the market like Tesla and the resurgence of FOMO in the digital currency market. However, just like it always does, FOMO will fade away. The digital currency that has no utility, led by BTC and Ether, will once again crash as they did after 2017 rally. The only survivors will be digital currencies that can scale for the masses. Well, that's the only one, actually. Bitcoin, as in BSV, is the only one that's got any fundamental credibility. Like, seriously, it's the only one. That processes transactions at very low costs. That's power, micro, and nano transactions. That having a thriving ecosystem of day-to-day users with real-time transactions. That's to say, only BSV. Well played. Well said. Well said. Yeah, that was a really great article there by Steve Carew. Check this one out. Jacob Rosen said here, Chinese ICT firm splurges on blockchain mining hardware. Another one going full. I can't say the R words because YouTube doesn't like it. The word on Tropic Thunder. Never go full core coin. Never go full tard coin, maybe. So Zhaojia Buchuang, a Shenzhen Stock Exchange listed company valued at roughly $9 million. And again, remember, $900 million. Remember, Tether just simply create that at the touch of a button. In a second. and they're saying, oh, we've got we're valued at 900 million. Well, that's nothing good if you compare it to the amount of shit that Tether's been printing. It's hilarious. Based on its market capitalization, decided to ramp up its investment in the digital currency mining sector. The company announced plans to buy millions worth of specialized ASIC mining machines from the hardware manufactured MicroBT. Founded in 1997, JZBC is one of China's oldest and largest ITC companies. Its principal business centers on artificial intelligence and cloud communications capabilities. Yeah, blah 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 blah. I mean, again, we know what it is. I mean, it's just investment coming into the space, which is positive. But again, it's misguided. But it's again, eventually, it's all going to come over to Bitcoin. And look at this. Kentucky seeks to law reward miners with tax and energy incentives. So again, another state, incentivizing, rewarding, saying, look, come over to us. We will help you. We want this effectively. So the interest is there, is what I'm saying. Again, when knowledge catches up with speculation, all these shitcoin speculative prices will match their fundamental values at zero. But it's the opposite for Bitcoin. Literally, potentially the greatest investment in history, a new world money. Absolutely crazy when you think about it. Again, we have to be prepared for this when eventually these people find out, because they will find out the hard way. Kentucky has passed 2 bills that seek to position it as one of the most attractive destinations for the US for block reward miners. The southeastern state will issue tax and energy incentives to the miners in a move they hope will create jobs and spur economic growth. I mean, look, they have an understanding of the concept of Bitcoin. They're just misguided by which one it really is, or getting bogged down with all these shitcoins. House Bill 230, exempting miners from paying taxes, was first proposed in January by General Assembly Representative Chris Freeland and Stephen Rudy. It proposed scrapping the 6% sales tax and the 6% excise tax on the miners' equipment and electric bills. The two implore the General Assembly to seize the opportunity to make Kentucky a national leader in block reward mining. You'll have to excuse my ignorance here in my geographical locations. Let's type in Kentucky State, the home of Kentucky Fried Chicken. Alright, let's have a look. There it is. So we know that Texas is kind of like trying to attract all the business away from, well, sort of basically California and San Francisco, and that's Texas down there. So Kentucky is just here. So let's zoom in again. There we go. So just below Indiana, below Idaho. All right. Well, I mean, obviously we've got the mayor of Miami, going full tard coin at the moment. So that's one. We've got Texas trying to attract all the techies from San Francisco, and now we have Kentucky offering tax incentives for miners to go there. I mean, it is going to be massive. It is going to be massive when all the bullshit clears and the dust settles. But my goodness me, it's going to be tough for a lot of people. The second bill makes miners eligible for incentives awarded to clean energy facilities. For miners to qualify for these incentives, however, they have to be invested in at least $1 million worth in the state. The bill proposed in the Kentucky Senate requires miners to apply for the exemption from the Department of Revenue. And when approved, it must report on the exemptions claimed per fiscal year beginning November 1st, 2021, and each November 1st year after that. All right. I mean, again, it's just more, people, again, I mean, they're searching for the truth. Eventually they will find it, eventually. And look at this. Australia allocates $5.3 million to blockchain pilots. See what this says. The Australian government has allocated 6.9 million, which is 3.5 million US, to study the role blockchain technology can play in regulation. Just give it to me. Just give your $5.3 million to me, and I will tell you everything that you are trying to research. I've got all the answers right here. Literally. That $3.5 million US dollars would be much better spent and better value for money in my pocket. I could tell them everything. You know, imagine what they could do with the knowledge that I gave them. You know, that would be $5.3 million well spent. Well spent. You know, imagine it's going to be wasted on all these shitcoiners telling them a load of shit. Oh dear. See, look, study the role of blockchain technology and plan regulation. The funds go to 2 pilots looking into reducing the cost of regulatory compliance through blockchain integration. As per a report by ZDNet, the government granted the money to the Department of Industry, Science and Energy, again, because they don't really have a clue what they're doing, but you know, at least they've got a whole department, you know, focused on this now. And I know everything. As the department told the Senate, it will in turn allocate the money to 2 blockchain pilot projects. Again, what a mistake. Look, 2 blockchain pilot projects. I mean, unless those blockchain pilot projects are on BSV, that is a complete waste of $5.3 million. What a waste. The 2 will be seeking to prove that blockchain can reduce the cost of regulatory compliance. Tim Bradley, the General Manager of the Department of Emerging Technologies and Adoption Division, remarked, "We're developing the guidelines for those now, but the 2 pilots, one will be around the issue of critical minerals and the other will be designed around food and beverage provenance. The 2 pilots will demonstrate the feasibility of blockchain technology." Again, the only blockchain technology that's got any credibility that can do anything is Bitcoin. In the Australian public sector, Bradley added, stating, "It is designed to demonstrate the benefits that technology can bring to help and help bring along changes amongst a regulatory culture." You know, yeah. I mean, yeah, it's coming. It's just a few other articles I want to get through. Check this one out. Georgia passes bill that will bring digital currency education to high schools. Like, as if they have a Scooby-Doo what they're talking about at the moment. Oh my God. Young minds in the US state of Georgia. Again, excuse my ignorance. Let's find out where that is. Another state. Georgia state. Georgia state in Kentucky. What's this? Okay, so this is Georgia. So, alright, so it's just below. It's just below Kentucky. So, Nashville is in between it. Sorry, Tennessee. Alright. Okay. So, we've got Kentucky luring all the miners in with tax incentives. And now we've got Georgia State trying to educate high school students. Well, now that's going to go. This is after the state's House of Representatives passed a bill that calls for these schools to teach the students about financial literacy, with digital currencies being one of the areas of interest. The bill calls for state education on officials to develop the program in pursuit of quality basic education. It states the State of Board of Education shall prescribe a program of study in personal financial literacy to be completed by students during high school. Each local education board will have to implement the minimum program of study beginning in the 2021-2022 year. It will cover 16 different areas, all pertinent to the students' financial literacy. One of these is cryptocurrency. Oh, what a mistake. Again, calling it cryptocurrency. It should be crypto, like digital assets, commodities. With the others including local tax assemblies, investments such as stocks and bonds, simple contracts, state and federal laws concerning finance, and money management such as saving, credit, and management debt. All right. I mean, again, you know, interest coming, which is really kind of like, yeah. I mean, it's pretty exciting, really. Yeah. Let's have there was some other ones here. Let's have a look at business. DOJ, that was Jay Mazzini, being arrested now for wire fraud. If anybody's not keeping up to date on social media, I knew who he was. And now getting reported in CoinGeek. Good stuff. Shows that these journalists for CoinGeek are keeping their ear to the grindstone. Keeping down with the kids on the street, finding out what's going on. Liking that. Editorials. Square Crypto's misunderstanding Bitcoin mythology. Oh dear. This post originally appeared in the Unbounded Capital website, and we're republishing with permission from its author David Mullen-Murr. So this was just about Square's crypto misunderstanding Bitcoin and mythology. Again, it's just going to be about how ridiculous Square is, because I think they're related to Twitter in some way. A complete joke shop. Code isn't law. Law is law. So one of the biggest false prophets of Bitcoin promote the notion that code is law. Those who repeat this mantra are basically saying that due to the potential monetary applications or the decentralized nature of Bitcoin, that we somehow no longer need to rely on the existing legal and financial systems of the world in order to do business. Again, absolute fools. As far-fetched as this sounds, this is in fact the founding tenet of entire blockchain projects, the largest of which is Ethereum. The notion that technology or code can serve the role of intermediary businesses, such as legal, escrow, banking, and operating markets, is nothing more than a pipe dream, and a very far-fetched one by those with general misunderstandings of the basic nature of civilized societies. Specifically, the false assumption that the intermediary businesses are an inefficiency, and therefore, if can be coded and automated away, then they should be. It should be obvious for most of us that Silicon Valley's geeks are wrong on both counts. I don't think it's actually like Silicon Valley's geeks and all that. It's just shitcoiners, really. Yeah, that's kind of like how we need to classify them. But yeah, no clue there. All these shitcoiners, literally, they're gonna have to learn the hard way. That's the only way it's gonna happen. And look at this, Fidelity, again, like they've got over $4 trillion under asset management. They said Fidelity now extends Bitcoin-backed loans through Silvergate. Dole. The custodian began offering cash loans collateralized by CoreCoin last December, but is now adding Silvergate customers to the mix. Silvergate Bank will be the second lender to extend Bitcoin-backed loans to investors who custody their crypto with Fidelity. Fidelity began accepting CoreCoin as collateral for cash loans in December. Oof, can you imagine holding all that shit when it goes to pot? Those loans are never going to be paid back. In December, after partnering with crypto lender BlockFi, again, BlockFi, a little small company, suddenly doing really well. Fidelity's just like, let's kind of like copy what they're doing. No idea about the shitcoins. It's just it's foolish and dangerous to be going in on these things. The product targets investors who are interested in using their CoreCoin without selling it, hedge funds, miners, and over-the-counter trading desks. Silvergate has been offered a CoreCoin-backed loan since June, or offering a CoreCoin-backed loan since June, through its Silvergate exchange network, which allows customers to instantly move dollars between different crypto exchanges and is open even on weekends. So again, I really want to spend my crypto, but I can't spend it because it's a load of crap. So therefore, I'll swap it for cash and I'll pay interest on it while I'm doing it. So again, they're just dollar worshipping. It is such a shit show. It's ridiculous. I just can't believe how they can't see what's kind of like blatantly obvious to anybody who's semi-intelligent. To be honest with you, But anyway. This was one that I mentioned earlier. Visa completes first cryptocurrency transaction on Ethereum. Literally, you've got to laugh at this, to be honest with you. In brief, Visa announced support for USDC to be used to settle transactions on its payment network. The announcement is part of a wider pivot to the crypto industry for payments giant. Again, it's just bullshit. Just any excuse not to use Bitcoin. Just stick with the dollar. It's not a competitor to the dollar. It's digital gold. They have no idea what's coming. But in a way, it's good that all this shit is taking place, because it's distracting them away from what is being built in the background on Bitcoin. Bitcoin, when it hits, is going to be literally like an earthquake. Because have they figured out? Have they not? Personally, I think those higher up that are responsible for chucking the mud and all this deception probably understand Bitcoin. And they'll be doing all they can to shut it down. So the best thing is really kind of like, not to shout about it, not to promote it. And to be honest with you, just what CSW said, just build and build and build. It's all about utility. So again, I'm really excited for, Uniswap, GeoSpock, EHR data, showing the real value proposition that Bitcoin has got. It's going to be great. Shitcoin is going to be exposed for shitcoining. Oh dear. And guess who's going to be ready to pick up the slack and educate everybody? Me. My show is going to be here for them. When people start looking for the truth, the questions will be like, what the hell just happened? Well, come here. Let me explain. I shall tell you everything. And they can go back to all my shows. They can watch my Streamanity videos. They can follow me on Twitch. They can follow me on Relica. I'll be explaining everything. They can read all my Medium articles, the paradox of the centralized starting point, why Satoshi Nakamoto, why the Bitcoin paper was released on the 31st of October. The difference between shitcoin securities and commodities, and the value proposition that Bitcoin has got. And I'll also be showing them all the graphs. Look at these figures. Obviously, things like that, like the short positions, but Bitcoin scaling test network, Bitcoin blocks live, CoinDance, showing them everything. They'll just be like, whoa, how come we never saw this before? Well, you got duped by shitcoiners, but don't worry about it. At least you're here now. Will be my kind of response to them. Anyway, let's have a quick look at some of these. I do quite enjoy these Cointelegraph articles because they are quite funny. Alt season, who gives a shit? Cointelegraph consulting, hype for NFTs is real, but what about transaction volume? Again, shitcoining. They're questioning the shitcoining. Eventually, answers will come to them. Smartest people are going to realise first. You've got intelligent people, followed by smart people, followed by the rest of the market, really. Here we go. God, I can't be bothered with that. So much shitcoining going on in the space. It's outrageous. I mean, they have reported, to be fair, on Bitcoin, BSV, but they don't understand it themselves, and until all these things are built, and again, to be honest with you, like I said, we don't really want the attention on the things being built, because the first people to pay attention are going to be the dark forces who don't want Bitcoin to succeed, so they're going to be chucking mud. So, utility is what will speak for itself. That's utility is undeniable. Utility is everything, like literally everything. So Anyway, I think that covers that. Let's see what else there was. There was a this is kind of good. Again, it just shows you how misguided B-Crash is. Bitcoin Australia, it says here, you really shouldn't be associating B-Crash with Bitcoin, yeah? And look at this. So they're promoting Cash Fusion here. Cash Fusion privacy compared to coins like Monero. Again, it's not privacy. It's anonymity, which means there is nobody holding the creator to account. There's no reasonable expectation in trade. It's absolutely fundamentally flawed. Cash Fusion aims to provide a working implementation of CoinJoin. Again, mixing crime coins with your coin. It's going to be horrendous. On top of the Bitcoin Cash protocol, Bcrash, Cash Fusion does not offer everything Monero does, nor is it ultimate solution to privacy. However, by integrating it in major wallets, the Bcrash ecosystem can employ a practical and user-friendly privacy tool that will increase usage and adoption. What a load of crap. It's going to drive it away. It's going to drive it away because you need reasonable expectation in trade, for legal protection. This is driving them away. They're so stupid. They're so stupid. Oh yeah, user-friendly, increase usage and adoption. No, it's going to do exactly the opposite. Look, This will also lead to a growing anonymity set. Again, no reasonable expectation in trade. There is no you have to send the value and then you have to prove the transaction. You cannot prove the transaction with this. It's absolutely insane. Shitcoiners, shit for brains. Here, look, use cash shovel, stay anonymous. Why would I want to be anonymous when somebody could just simply run off with my money and I'll never find them again? That's the whole point, you know? Cash fusion is a type of coin mixing. Again, coin mixing with other coins that have been involved in criminality. They will all be confiscated. All be confiscated. It's a joke. Stay away from shitcoiners. They are dangerous. You will end up in shit. Big time. You will end up in shit. Anyway, let's have a quick look at Bitcoin blocks live because I saw this earlier. I saw there have been two over 100 megabyte blocks. Hey, here we go. 105 megabyte block mined early today at 2 o'clock approximately. And look at this one. What's that one? 126. Look at that. So in under 12 hours, we've had 2 100. If 3, look at that. There's another one. 108. So we've had 3 blocks in the last 12-hour period, over 100 megabytes each. Absolutely loving what I'm seeing here. Absolutely loving it. Coin dance. Here we go. Look at this block size. 84% of the overall block size. Absolutely fantastic. Mike, can you imagine Michael Saylors' face when he sees this? Look at that, 105, 108. Absolutely brilliant. 126. And check out Michael Saylor's latest post. I couldn't help myself. In fact, we'll leave him up here in all his glory. Look at this. Look at that. And his quote here was, following the light of the sun, we left the old world. Christopher Columbus on Corecoin. World of Rusting or whatever. You know, so he's comparing himself to Christopher Columbus on a shitcoin. Mate, you're on the Titanic. It's going to be disastrous. You know? Oh dear. Anyway, let's do it. It's time for dinging of the dong. Rock and roll. Show yourselves in the chat box. Shout out to Haron Gootsville, Connor G, Matty Ray, and Sylvian Coutier. All in the room. Thank you very much for joining me today. Hope you've enjoyed the show. Let's do the ones I know. Matty Ray, don't know yours. I know Sylvian Coutier, obviously, SC19. There we go. Nice one. So, number go up. Swiping to send. On the way, Tao Yu. There we go. Connor G, Matty Ray and Aaron Gootsville, put yours in there. Here we go. Connor G. Hold on. Connor G, got it. There we go. Swiping to send, on the way. There we go. Haron Gootsville, can't remember what yours was, if we've seen it. Oh, that's it. Right, excellent. Have I got it in my contacts? AHARONG. Oh. Have I got it? H Aaron. Oh, okay. Tell you what, I'll just I'm just putting it in my contacts now. Got that one right. Add. We are there. Aaron G. Next. Swiping to send, on the way. Thank you very much. There we go. Matty Ray, just need yours. But I'll give you 8 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Alright guys, we'll leave it there. And remember, my Lauren Garmanoff interview was released earlier. Hopefully having an interview with the legend himself, Stephen Matthews, later on this week for Bitcoin Biscuits and Coffee. And if anybody else wants to come in on the meantime, please message me and let me know. Always up for a chat. I think I'll do Bitcoin Biscuits and Coffee once a week, just because it gives me time to have a bit of a rest and do whatever. have a good chat, get social and all that, get to know everybody in the space. So had a quite good comedy show earlier on today, and also keeping up to date with all the Bitcoin bulletin charts and all that. So thanks for joining. Catch you guys later. Get paid for posting your pics on Relica. Download the app now at www.getrelica.com. Get your tweet etched on Twitch, forever on the Bitcoin blockchain. Do it today at www.jointwitch.com. BuyBSV.live, the best place to buy Bitcoin SV online. Support independent content creators on micropayment platforms such as Streamanity, Twitch and Relica. We should profit from our data, not the large corporations who track, monitor and sell it. If you enjoy the Bitcoin content that I produce, please support me by heading over to www.satoshi.tv, where you can keep up to date with all the latest news, gossip and content as it's created. Thanks very much. To get started in Bitcoin, go to freebsv.com, where you can claim your free Bitcoin. Then head over to Twitter and follow @IamSatoshi, where you can take part in his very generous and world famous free giveaways. The future of advertising meets the power of Bitcoin at Tonic Pow. Get paid for posting advertising campaigns to your social media profiles. Go to www.tonicpowads.com.